Anyways, okay, I got to start all over. Sorry, I got to start all over again. I by inadvertently or abruptly I pressed the stop recording button.
Okay.
Right. So controlling configuration. So we will look at the controlling configuration today. And what is controlling area? Controlling area is basically a responsible area where they control the cost or they track the cost or monitor the cost of more than one company codes. Okay. So in the configuration, so now we have, let's assume we have multiple company codes. Okay. So depending on the nature of business, so they set up controlling area. Okay. Now, in order to assign the company codes to controlling area, so you have to have the same chart of accounts and same fiscal year variant. And you may ask why. So what is chart of account? Chart of accounts is a list of GL accounts. Okay, it contains all the list of GL accounts, right?
Right.
So the transactions are captured in FI and then they flow into controlling, which we have seen before, which you have talked about before, right?
Right.
So when they go into controlling area, so they have to have the same GL accounts, right? The company codes have to have same GL accounts. Okay, the expenses to be captured in the same GL accounts and so on in each company code. Second thing is fiscal year variant. And what is fiscal year variant? Fiscal year variant used for controlling the open and close, sorry. The fiscal year basically defines when the period starts from and then when your period ends, when the year ends. So January to December, calendar fiscal year. So April to March, non-calendar dependent year, right? So
Right.
companies can have different fiscal year variant because they close at the same time. Because the book closing has to happen same time, the company codes have to have the same fiscal year variant. Just assume this. Again, same story. I have a sandwich store. I have uh, a furniture store. Okay, so they probably have different what do you call that? A line of businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I have a sandwich store, I have a beverage store, I have water beverage store. So let's say they are food business. Okay, so the nature of transactions would be the same, almost in each company codes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have one same chart of accounts, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
then they have the same fiscal year variant because then I can assign, if they have the same fiscal year variant, I can assign to the company code because the book closing happens at the same time in FI and also in controlling.
Right.
So what are the some of the closing activities in FI, right? Like we know the executing recurring entry documents, which we have seen, right? Payments all recorded, running the payment program, making sure the cash discounts are captured, asset depreciations are posted, right? These
Mm-hmm.
all happens in FI. On the controlling side, because you're capturing the cost, you allocate the cost. Make sure you allocate the cost to the responsible, from the responsible cost center to the receiving cost center, which we saw before, the facilities cost center, which receives the electricity bill. Okay, so they have to allocate the cost for that month to the receiving cost centers, right?
Right. Okay.
So those things also have to happen as a part of the book closing and controlling. So that is why the book closing period, which is controlled by the fiscal year variant, should be the same for the company codes that you are assigning to the controlling area. Any questions?
Yeah. No. No questions.
All right, great. So let's take two company codes, or we can just work on one company code and create a controlling area and assign the company code to controlling area. And then we also have to choose a controlling area currency. Okay. So the controlling area currency can be anything. It doesn't have to be a company code currency. Why? So look at this. We are talking about big companies. You can ask, why are we doing all this? Okay. So that could be one controlling area for the entire Americas. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the countries in America? When I say Americas, what are the countries in Americas?
In U.S.
Hmm.
South American countries as well.
Hmm. And Canada.
True. Canada. Yeah.
So when we get Americas, you have North America, South America, and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's say the company is a Canadian company. They can have a controlling area currency as a Canadian dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Right. Does.
So though the company codes are operating in different countries, like Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, and then Canada and US, they can have different company code currency, which is operating currencies.
Mhm.
Company codes can have different operating currencies. Controlling area currency will be different. Okay, and why do we do this? Because if you have one single currency, it's easier. There's no currency conversion, right? Everything happens in controlling. We can look at the report. Everything shows up in one currency. If Canada is where my my whole the CEO or the group is coming from, the control is coming from, right?
Mhm.
But in a multinational environment. Okay, Apple is based in US, right?
Right.
And they definitely have a controlling area for the entire Americas. Okay, so any
Mhm.
company codes in these Americas like Mexico, Argentina, Venezuela, or Brazil, and US, and then Canada, all this will go into one controlling area currency, which will be US dollars.
Mhm.
On the other hand, let's say we have a we have a Swiss-based company, the controlling area currency is where Swiss franc. If it's a German company, it will be euro, right? But they can have company codes across different operating countries. Make
All
sense?
right. Makes sense.
Right. So this is very important. These are the conditions to be met. The chart of accounts have to be the same, and you can ask me why again and again and again. And they have to have the same fiscal year variant. This is very important. And then when you define a controlling area currency, and then you define it can be the company codes can have a multiple any operating currencies. Then we choose the version. Okay, controlling area version. You can have multiple versions. Controlling area version. Okay. So you know what's called version? When you create a document, you can have multiple versions, right? You say
Mhm.
one version, second version, why? They are the same, but they can be identified by small changes, right?
Right.
So how this is helpful? They are planning for the cost. When they're planning for the cost, they can have multiple versions. In this combination, in this situation, I have this version. Okay. When they plan, right? So you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So they can have
Mhm.
multiple versions. So they choose versions. Okay, this version, this version, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars in this cost center. Okay, the version 2, I'm actually going to be very conservative. Okay, and then they spend extra money or less money.
Okay.
Right, that's controlling area version. Great, and then number ranges, same thing, right? So in FI, we have document type that control number ranges.
Mhm.
Okay, number ranges. In controlling, number ranges are not year specific. Okay, like in FI, the number ranges are year specific.
Be specific.
We can actually put 999 that can go on for all the years. All not year specific, but transaction specific. Okay, for each trend, there's no document type, but here they have transaction specific. Okay, so these are the basic explanation. With that, we will go into controlling. So far clear? Any questions?
Clear.
No, I'm good.
You see my screen, right?
Yes.
Right. So we know financial accounting. We saw a lot of things in financial accounting, and then let's go into controlling. So let's see first the general controlling. So, okay, I think we discussed this yesterday. If in the Word document, we talked about cost element and GL accounts, right? I
Mhm.
think cost element is used as a cost carrier. Here, GL account is used to capture transactions. So another thing we have to do here is So we have to convert all the GL accounts, all the profit and loss GL accounts. How do you know this is profit and loss GL accounts? How do you know an account, a GL account is profit center account, or how do you know it's a profit center account?
Is revenue and export and expense?
Now, how do you distinguish? How do you know a GL account is a profit and loss account? So what is the other type of account? Profit and loss and
Balance sheet?
correct, right? So how do you differentiate when you set up an SAP? How do you differentiate a GL account is balance sheet or profit and loss?
GL accounts have to be assigned to a cost center? I mean, PL accounts? Let's see.
Right. So when you create a GL account in FS00, right, there is an option where you specify that particular account you're creating is a balance sheet or P&L account. Right here. Okay. Right.
Okay, right, correct.
So when you create a GL account, you specify that's what system knows is a P&L account. So, right. So what the P&L accounts at the time of book closing, they all get closed. And then when they carry forward, your retained earnings, which is your profit, will go into the balance sheet account as a next year as a retained earnings account. Okay. So all the profit and loss account will become zero. Then it calculates and it says whether net profit or loss, right? Okay. And actually they call it retained earnings account. They don't really call net profit or loss. Then they get over to the next year
Balance
as a balance sheet as a retained earnings account. You know why they don't call net profit or loss? See, you have profit and loss accounts, right? Income and expense accounts. When you close, you get a value, right? If it's a credit balance, you have a loss. If it's a debit balance, you have a profit, but they don't call it. Why? So company is a legal entity, right?
Right.
So when they make money, when they really don't, when it's not, they don't call make money. So when they close the books, they got some balance. Okay. If the credit side is less, they lose. If the debit side is less, they make money, right?
Right.
There's a positive balance. There's a positive balance. They carry forward to next year into a balance sheet as a retained earnings account. When it's a retained earnings from last year, that is where you distribute, you take the retained earnings and distribute. Whether you want to pay to the shareholders, right? Then you prepare the schedule K9, K11, a lot of things, and then whether you have to pay for who has to be paid. Preferred shareholders, equity shareholders, right?
Correct.
Bonus commissions to the CEO, they will calculate all this. Finally, they will prepare and say that this is my net profit to the company. And then what do? They issue bonus shares, right? To the shareholders, right? So nobody will take the money actually. They'll receive, right? The companies, they receive salary, right? The director, CEO, they all get salary, but the rest of the money is still in the same company. They take remuneration, right? They get shares. They don't take the money, right? So that's why the profit is kind of loose term to be used in a corporate company environment. Correct? It's a consideration. Right? Great. So let's go back here. So we have to convert all the P&L GL accounts into cost elements in controlling. So that is the integration. In FI, it's a GL account. In controlling, it's called cost elements. Make sense? The same GL accounts will become cost elements.
Correct. Okay.
Or revenue elements, but they don't really call it cost element, revenue element, but you could also call revenue element, right? If it's a sales, it goes as a revenue element. If it's expenses, it becomes a cost element.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's do this. So that comes into cost element accounting. Alrighty. So organization, first thing is maintain controlling area. Okay. So if you see maintain controlling area, it's very easy, right? You can go there and copy. First step, if you go there, you can copy one controlling area. Basically copy from one controlling area to other controlling area. This is a copy button. So it's not, you can count, you can only copy or replace because you're going to get a structure mode. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see your screen. All I see is the Word document.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to share screen too. Yeah, it's doing something. I'll just go back in. Yeah, I think it's just taking a lot of time. I'm going to kill this. This is all,
64%.
okay, great. So this is a replacement. I'm not replacing it. So I'm going to copy, but somehow it's not letting me copy. That's fine. Org structure, if you go there, I don't know what's happening. Let me not go there.
Jay, can you come back to this screen again?
You don't see my screen?
No, now I can see.
No, we missed it actually. You were not sharing your second screen.
You see SAP screen, right?
Yes, I see now.
Yeah, now it's
Okay. So this is the,
controlling area.
yeah, this is the configuration area, right? Go to controlling, general controlling, organization, maintain controlling area. We go there. So let's go to maintain controlling area. Okay, so you go here, click new entries. Okay, you put controlling area, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's a 4-digit code, and you call it controlling area or Americas or some company. Okay, then person responsible, you can put somebody's name here. And here is important. How many company codes you have? Okay, assigning to the controlling area. If you could just have one company code, you choose this. Controlling area same as company code. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But if you have multiple company codes assigned to the controlling, then use a cross company code.
Okay.
Which means this allows you to share the cost, allocate the cost from one company to another company.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yes.
So that's why we have this. Let's say, let's choose this guy. Okay. Assuming that we assign more than, generally they have multiple company codes assigned to one controlling area. Okay.
Mhm. Perfect.
Now here's the currency type. So currency type, I'm going to create, let's look at the currency. I think there are 6 currency types. Okay. There's a definition for this. Okay. If you choose company code currency, you cannot choose this because there are more than one company code you're assigning to the controlling area. So I'm going to choose controlling area currency. And my controlling area currency could be, let's say, US dollars or euro, right?
Okay.
Right, controlling it. Now currency is my, let's say, euro. That's for US dollars. So you can leave it this empty. Here's a very important setting that I said, right? Because you're defining controlling area, your chart of accounts should be the same.
Right.
Okay. And then your fiscal year variance should be the same.
Mhm.
Okay. So So I don't know what's my fiscal year variant for the company code 333. If I know this, I can assign this. Okay.
Mhm.
So I am not. Can somebody tell me if you're in SAP, what's my? So let me open another session. So you said the global parameters are stored in T880 table. Afzal,
That's for the configuration, right?
the company code configuration.
Yeah, G880.
Okay. Or I can do. Okay. In the meantime, let me go and check here. How do I check? Where do I check? Where do I check my fiscal year variant for this company code 333?
Going to fiscal year now.
The global settings, right? That's global parameters.
Go.
Where's the 333? Right here. So fiscal year variance is 333. Chart of accounts is also 333. Okay. So put 333. And this here, the hierarchy, cost center standard hierarchy. So what is a hierarchy? So hierarchy is a structure. Okay. So it's again like a responsible structure. So you can create multiple cost centers in a hierarchy. So that's why I gave this example yesterday in my Word document, okay, to get some understanding. So these are hierarchies. Just production, they have one hierarchy. Under that, they have production is one hierarchy, and they have multiple cost center underneath. ISIT is one hierarchy, and they have multiple cost center underneath. Quality control, they have multiple cost center, and so on. That's called hierarchy. Okay, so we will create it, and then you will know. So I'm going to put some standard hierarchy name. Let's say 333 str standard. Okay, that's all I need to do. Hit enter.
Okay.
Entry DF person not available, so I have to choose somebody, or I just can leave it empty. Maybe I think I can leave it empty. I don't like these names. So it says this not exists. It's going to create the standard hierarchy 333. Yes, created. So it's created. Okay,
Okay.
it's going to the transport for the changing for the saving the request.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm done. Now we create a controlling area 1, 2, 3, 4. The next step is activate components. Okay, so here first thing I'm going to activate the components. Click on new entries. Under controlling, we get a lot of components. Oh my gosh, why did it come out here? Why did it exit? Okay, so I go back here, fiscal year 2018 to 999. So cost centers are active. So in this, they're in controlling area, these are the components, like submodels. Okay. Like in FI, what are the submodels in FI?
AR, AP.
MM.
No. Who said that? is a completely different model.
Sorry,
Like
my bad.
yeah, FIC was a model, like MM is a different model. Okay, under FI, what are the submodels? AP, AR, GL, fixed assets, treasury, banking, right? Credit management. Those are the things you can actually see from here, right? If you go to configuration, right? Similarly, in the controlling area, these are the submodels: cost centers, order management, commitment management, profitability analysis, and activity-based costing, and so on. And then you can activate profit center accounting, project, sales order, cost objects, real estate, and all this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So this situation, we are activating cost centers management, order management, profit center accounting. Okay. I'm going to save this. Data already saved. So my controlling area is active from 2018 all the way to 999. Okay. The next step is assignment of company codes. So far, we did not assign any company codes.
Right.
Okay. Now, however, I don't know how system automatically takes based on the chart of accounts combination. System automatic, because we define the chart of accounts and fiscal year variant, right?
Right.
System automatically took these 3 company codes. I did not assign this. Okay. But I want to delete it, I can delete it. Okay. So, you know, anybody knows, can somebody explain how this two automatically came here?
We got the same company name.
No, this can be changed, right? I can even put my name. No. That's not the answer I just gave. So what is the 2 conditions to assign the company codes to controlling area?
Same chart of
Same chart
accounts.
account, same
Chart of
fiscal year
account.
variant.
Correct. When I created the controlling area, I put chart of accounts as fiscal year variant, right?
Yeah.
System, you went there and found all the company codes which has the same chart of accounts and fiscal year variant, and assigned automatically here.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you want to delete it, I can delete it. I'm not doing it. Let's do. So basically, I'm assigning 2 company codes here. Okay.
So,
That's all it.
you know,
Like
there was an option, right?
Hmm?
You can use one company code or you can use multiple.
Yes.
So when
You
you
can.
select one company code, how it's going to work? It shows all 2 here or just give it to manually assign?
If you have, yeah, if you want to assign only one, you can delete it. However, in the controlling area itself, we already defined in the controlling area settings, right? Which is 3333333, right? Yeah. I go here. I already specified the cross company code. So system already knows that it's more than one company code.
Can you just change it to just single one?
Hmm?
Yeah, can you just make it control area same as company code?
Okay.
Now can you check it again?
So it says that more than one company code is already assigned.
Uh,
That's why I'm not able to change. But I could, yeah, what I can do, I can do
delete
this,
and
then
come
go back
back,
and
right?
change, then go back and delete the one company code and come back and change here.
Okay.
Okay. So now we will ask, yes. So my controlling area configuration is done. This is all basic configuration for controlling area. Okay. So I know you all have company codes. Okay. Work on them. Next thing is, like I said, number ranges. Okay. So controlling area is 333. So whatever you define, no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay.
No, actually, no, wrong. I think, no, I created 1, 2, 3, 4, not 3, 3, right? Sorry. Once again. So maintain controlling area. Yeah, mine is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm completely working on different one. Yes. So I didn't do this here. Yeah, I worked on 3, 3, sorry. But anyways, we saw the concept, right? So that's how we create a controlling area and assign the company, right? Great. Then go back to the configuration again. Why it's exceeding number ranges. SPRO. So can somebody tell me where do you go?
The is it global parameters?
No.
Maintain controlling area.
How do you go?
Controlling.
Okay.
Open general controlling, please.
Okay. And then?
Organization.
Okay.
Yeah, maintain controlling area.
Right. So which we already did. The next step is controlling number ranges. Okay.
Okay.
Maintain number ranges for controlling area. So 333 is my company code I was working on. So I can go back and let's say change the intervals. So this one number range you specified. Okay. So I already created one number range. Okay. So if you want to create, I guess you can go to groups. Okay. Go to this button here, moon over the mountain. Okay. So these are the number range. So like I said, right, in controlling, the number ranges are assigned to transaction types. Okay. So plan split cost, planning primary cost, planning activities, planning secondary costs. These are planning. Okay. And these are transfer postings. Okay. So basically for a group of transactions, the number ranges are assigned.
Okay.
Okay. So when you create a new controlling area, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't think I can do this because I did not assign anything. 3, 3, 3 here. So I would suggest you to copy, okay, from 332, whatever controlling area you're creating. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So when you create it, copy this and then copy from existing 3332, whatever controlling area you want to copy. Let me try 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'm copying to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
See, this number is copied from 333 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's how we copy. Great. I'm set. Then third step is maintain versions. Like I said, they have multiple versions. All right. So generally, there are versions already defined. Okay. So click the 0 version. What version you want to use? Typically, we use 0. Okay. And then you can go into settings for each fiscal year. Go here. Controlling area 333. So you define, create new entries. This basically per fiscal year. Okay. When you're creating new controlling area, you are defining versions. Okay. For each fiscal year. What are the versions you are going to use? Again, go to maintain versions. Select your version. This 0 version is what I'm going to use for all the plan, actual, work in progress, resource analysis, and variance. Then settings for each fiscal year. Click enter. It's already maintained until 2023. Let's say it's not there, then I'm going to create one for 2024. So in which case you guys, you will create for 2019, 18, sorry, 2021, 22, 23, 24. Make sense? Enter. Save. Clear? Then again, I'm going to 0 version here, settings for profit center accounting. So there's nothing in there, you don't have to do anything, okay? Don't do anything, just this, take care of this, okay? 2 steps. This is it. Now we have the controlling area ready. Now we have to convert the cost GL accounts to the cost elements, right?
Right.
Because so far we have been using GL accounts, they never posted into cost center accounting. Since we activated now, anytime you are going to post into GL account, it is going to ask for a cost center. Once we activate the controlling area, you cannot post an expenses without a cost object. It's a basic rule. Once you activate controlling area, remember when you post an entry, it's asking for an assignment object, CO assignment object, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you post a document, when you post an expenses, it was asking for a CO assignment object, which means you have to assign post to the cost center. Okay.
Right.
Now let's go to cost element accounting. Okay, the general controlling is done. So what is cost element? So what is the cost element?
GL account.
Correct. So it's a GL account in FI. They are cost elements in
CO.
CO. Exactly. Now you can create a cost element here, or you can make a default settings. Basically, remember we created account groups, right?
Right.
GL accounts. You can mention that those account groups, okay, could be automatically created as a cost element. So I don't think we will have time to go through the cost center creation. We will see. Okay, so we can specify here, this is the chart of accounts, right? From this series to this series, this is my cost element category. From this series to this series is my cost element category, and so on. Okay, basically, like I said, a company can have 2000 GL accounts. Out of the 2000 GL accounts, they can have at least good number of 1500 or 1200 just profit and loss accounts only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but when you go to cost element, there's something called cost element category. Okay, like primary costs, or there's a category which you will see. So if you go here, you will see what are the cost element categories. These are the cost element categories. I know you have GL accounts, great. You are creating them as a cost element, yes. But when it comes to cost element, again there are categories. Okay.
Okay.
So very easy, right? If it's a sales, it goes to raise revenue. If it's a cost, it goes to 1, right?
Okay.
It's a primary. If it's an expenses, it's 1. If it's a revenue, number 11, right? On the sales reduction, internal settlement, external settlement, all this. They have multiple. They have a lot of cost element category. We will see that later. Okay. For now, this is the configuration in cost element accounting. You specify what from account group to what account group ranges you have a cost element category. Again, in FI, they are GL accounts, expense accounts. In controlling, they become a cost element accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So the next is cost center accounting, because that's what we're going to do. Okay, go to cost center accounting. Let's see what they have here. Activate cost center accounting and controlling area, but I think it's already activated. Remember, we activated the components, right? When you activated the components, we did activate the cost center accounting here. See, it's already activated, right? Cost center component is active. Now go back. The next settings is, let's see what do they have here. Enterprise organization. I don't think we need to do this. We do this. Now master data. So cost centers master data. Okay. So define standard hierarchy. We already defined a standard hierarchy. Okay. So now we can create a cost centers and cost elements. So for any confusion?
I don't think so.
Any questions from anybody?
So far it's fine. While we're going through, if we get any question, we'll let you know.
All right. So next step is I'm going to create a cost center. Okay. First thing is cost element and cost center. So because I'm working on company code 333, I already have some of the GL accounts. Okay. So when I create a GL account, I'm going to create them as a cost element as well. Okay. Okay. So first thing is I'm going to create a cost element. Let's see. FS00. So in 33K company code. So what's my next GL account I can create is company. These are assets. So depreciation is a P&L account, I believe. 601, 609. Let's create 602. Does not exist. I have to create. But now I don't have node account group here. That's a problem. That's I have to find out, right? So what I can do, I can copy from one account to another account. So let's see. FS00. I'm going to take this 01. And do you know how can I copy GL account? See, copy with template. Okay. So 601 is already created. 602 with template. So I'm going to copy from 400, 601 to 33 from 333 company code. Press enter. Okay, this expense account, I'm going to change this to name, give me one account. Okay. Active overheads. Okay. So I'm going to create this first GL account, right? I'm going to create the GL account. It's already saved because I copied it. Everything came here. I copied from 602, right? Everything came here, right? Save. Everything is already saved. Because I use 601 as a template, it got copied, but I want to change the description. Make sense? Now I'm going to edit here this button. If I push the button, see, it will take me to create cost element. See, the same GL account. Now I have to create this as a cost element. Now, when you go to controlling, everything has a validity date. Okay. So let's say what's the validity date I'm going to take. Okay. One second. All right. So I'm going to give a date 01/01/2019. Hit enter. See, it is taking me to the create cost element screen. Okay. Then cost element category. This is the very important. So you have to choose what cost element category I am going to choose. Okay. Like I said, these are GL accounts in FI. This is a profit and loss account in FI, which you define at the master data level when you create a GL master, right? Correct?
Yes.
Now, when I create a cost element from that FS00 screen, it's coming here. So here I have to choose whether it's a primary cost or what type of cost it is. Make sense?
Yes.
So I usually choose primary cost. If it's a revenue, I choose revenue. Sales deductions is basically any cash discounts, right? Which reduces your sales. I think we talked about this. When you give a cash discount, right, that is actually reducing your sales. It is not an expense, right? So which goes in here.
Okay.
Okay, I give this enter, hit enter button, enter. So I created one cost element. So you can create multiple cost elements like this. Okay. So next thing is I don't have a cost center to post. Okay, I have to go and create a cost center. So cost centers, how do you create is first thing, you have to create a hierarchy. What is a hierarchy is, remember when we create a, how many people are confused?
No.
Right.
No problem.
Put my name in the list, please.
What's that?
Actually, there are so many things, so I definitely need to refresh this tomorrow again. But I'm following it.
Yes. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Where were we? Yeah, controlling area, I went there. This is my standard hierarchy, correct? So what is a hierarchy? What is this? What does a hierarchy means? Hierarchy is something, it's like a tree structure. Okay, it's like a tree structure. So there's one top level and there are multiple levels in the bottom.
Mhm.
That's called hierarchy, right? So similarly, the cost centers are also distributed or created in a hierarchical form. Okay, so how do we create a cost center? Let's first of all, we have to create a hierarchy first. How do we create a hierarchy? Go to SAP EC access menu. Okay, not configuration, EC access menu. Go to accounting. Okay, it's already 5 o'clock. Controlling, cost center accounting, master data, cost center groups. Okay, create. So which is this guy from my configuration.
Okay.
Okay, it's already created. Now it will say system is, okay, it's already there. 1 second, what's the transaction code? Save data, no. Correct, so I'm gonna, let's go to change mode. Let's see. Yeah, the object does not exist. Is it gonna create? Yes, I'm gonna create. Okay. Here, North America, what's our controlling area? North America, Americas, right?
Right.
This is the top level, like a tree, right? The top level. Now under this, I'm going to create multiple nodes in the bottom. This is how we create. Create insert cost center group or insert cost center. Okay. Think about it like a structure. Cost centers are grouped, cost centers are grouped, cost centers are group, and assigned to different nodes. Okay. So I'm going to create one group here. For example, so I'm going to create insert cost center group on same level. No. Insert cost center group on a lower level. I'm going to call it factory cost centers. It's a factory. Great. Okay. Now again, I'm going to create another, see, cost center groups. So you will understand once I create it, okay? Production cost center. Again, I'm put the button here, create another one. What should I create? Marketing.
Sure.
That's why I was showing all the functional areas. Okay.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yes.
Then go here, lower level, ISIT. What does ISIT stands for?
Information system, information technology.
Correct. So save this first. So changes have been saved. Now these are the groups, okay? But actually, I have to create a cost center and assign under this each group. So ISIT can have 500 cost centers. Marketing can have 50 cost centers. Production can have, like 300 cost centers, right? They all go underneath. How do they go
Okay.
underneath? When you create a cost center, you specify which group it belongs to. Okay. So what is the transaction code? I just leave this here. I'll come back here. Okay. Go to master data under cost center. individual processing, K is 0, 1. Okay, so you know by now, right? 0, 1 is create, 2 for change, 3 for display, 4 for delete, right? Anything, FD01, FD02, FD03, FK01, FK02, FK03, right?
All right.
So everything, 1 is create, 2 is change, 3 for display. I'm going to create a cost center first. Again, I can put any cost center number, okay? It can be number. I always put, I can put anything, okay? Now, another thing, good best practices. You know what's called best practices? In SAP, when you walk into consulting, right? Everybody talks about best practices. Okay? Anybody knows what is the best practice? Why they call it best practices?
Company standards.
Okay? Best practices. Mhm. Okay? What do you call best practices? So, SAP says that it is this SAP configuration processes, right? They are all based on best practices. Okay. So a company is doing business. It has a lot of industrial practices, right? Now it also have to best practice. For example, from in a supply chain, what is the best practice in procuring a goods, right? What is the best practice in storing the goods? What is the best way in order, to ship a goods, to store a goods, to pack a goods, correct? So
Right.
different businesses have a different patterns of behaviors or patterns of doing the way executing steps, right? The procurement process, the payment process. But SAP has designed this process, configured, saying that ours is based on the best practices, correct? Okay, so let's do this. 120010. So name of the cost center, I'm going to put factory. Let's put a factory name. Let's put a plant or factory, Franklin Park, Illinois. So Franklin Park. I have a factory there. I'm going to create as the user responsibility, leave it empty. Person responsibility can put anybody's name. Department is not required. Now, cost center category is important. Okay. So why it's important? You have to define. This is why I said I was telling you about the functional areas. See, these are the functional areas, right? Research and development is management, administration, sales, service, production, right? Consulting, service, right? Sales. This is why actually yesterday I was telling you, giving all the support functions. Okay, so this is a production cost center. Okay, system is freezing. Okay, so I'm going to select as a production cost center. Then hierarchy area. So this is very important. Why? Remember the hierarchy area which we created. Okay, so we're going to put the hierarchy area here. Under what hierarchy this cost center will go into? Okay, under standard hierarchy. Actually not. This is wrong. Okay, so company code, which company code belongs to? 333. And currency is US dollars. That's all I need. Then profit. Okay, before that we also have to create a profit center. Okay, we create profit then assign to cost centers. Every cost center has to have a profit center. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I think this is too much for you guys. So I'm going to save this. Okay, now when I go back to the hierarchy, I will see the cost center created under the under that hierarchy. Okay, so let's continue tomorrow. So go ahead and create a controlling area, number ranges, versions, okay, and the standard hierarchy, and create a cost center. Okay, the rest will continue tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah.
The controlling area, number ranges,
Versions,
versions.
and then the cost element accounting, activate a cost element accounting, the number ranges, and then create a cost element, go to FS00, create a new GL account, create a cost element, and then create a standard hierarchy, and then create multiple hierarchies under KSH1 here, right? Right?
Right.
You create them, and then you create when you create a cost center, you put this hierarchy here under the hierarchy area. Then the cost center will come underneath. Because now I'm playing with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 3, 3. So I didn't really complete the 1, 2, 3, 4. I was just playing with 3, 3, 3. So that's why it's not coming here. But when as a matter of fact, when you create a cost center, it will come here.
Okay.
Okay.